Dear volunteers, so here we have more updates. So this is update part 5 for April 2023. Thank you so much for your cooperation, for typing everything and talking to family, friends, neighbors, co-workers, and school principals. Thank you so much. Here they are. We'll see you soon. Okay, my friends, so here we are. So every office, and also in places, for example, thrift stores, they got a little fuzz here, a little thing there. Every classroom, every clubhouse office, they're gonna have little cans like that, tuna cans. You see, very small, to put a little something there. In classrooms that you have a sharpener, right? You need a sharpener for every classroom, all ages. So you're gonna use something a little taller like that, okay? Up to, can be also a square. All right, my friends, let's talk about a can for every office to put little fuzz, or if in case a hair, female hair comes, instead of throwing the floor, going all the way to the bathroom all the time. Yes, offices can have a little tuna can, like this one, a small one, okay? And for classrooms, I think the best is that, because they're gonna have sharpeners as well. So, if you're going to use the wooden chips from sharpening pencils at your compost, on the bottom of your compost, that's okay, you know. But then you need a separate one for hair. You cannot mix, even that will be on the bottom, because they will leach out the colors, right, along the months on the bottom of the beds or the bottom of the containers. So it's okay to use wood chips from pencils, but not hair. Okay, make sure you have a separate one in your classroom, like this one, a tuna, or another one like that. It's easy to put in, but they're two separate trashes. Okay, all right. So you can use something like that. Need to be transparent or very shallow. A tuna, like this one, this is just about 2 centimeters tall. That's okay. If you don't have, use something like that, or something like that, because it's easy to put the hair, but do not mix hair with little paper, So if you're putting little papers, right, what you're gonna do with that paper? So the paper have ink, gonna go on the bottom of pots, planting pots and planting beds. If it's a plain paper, white, completely white, then it's okay, you can mix in any level, all right? So make sure you have those things separate according to your reality. But do not put hair in any pot, in any bed. People that also gonna be working at the garden, in case comes a hair, on the shoulder of someone or in the hand of someone, do not put them in the beds. Put them outside the beds and a little far away. It's even better, so they don't fly inside the beds, because the beds, many beds, gonna be shallow. Okay. All right. So those are a few words. At home, the same way. Everyone gonna have this tiny kitchen, right? That no, they don't have food there anymore. But yes, you can have one for hair, right? One in the kitchen, one inside the bathroom cabinet, right? That one you burn. Every hair you burn, and female napkins you burn until the plastic cups for their period, for female period, arrive. So you can use the tampons, not the paddings. All paddings need use if you still have trucks, pickup trucks, trash pickup trucks, that's okay. You can still use it, all right? And leave the tampons for afterwards, the best as possible, because you don't know how many days it's gonna take. Already purchased, of course, as soon as they arrive, and then you already give a notice to all residents. No more female paddings, okay? and or tampons. The plastics for females period already arrived, so you give to everybody, right? One per person. All right, and gonna be many points if they need another one, so people won't ever lose them in a toilet or anywhere, right? Clean, and they can wash, and there's another video already explaining about that. All right, now let's talk about other simple things. So if you have food, military food, I just got this because it's a good example. So for anything, remember, inside they have that aluminum layer. So use those first. They are not plain plastic, because so the trash, the truck can bring them out, right, for those burners, right, incinerators, landfill incinerators, okay? So use them first. Anything that's like military food or even other types of food that has this aluminum layer inside, get rid of it as soon as possible. All right, and then you separate them. Use the worst first, I was already said. So for example, if you have one bigger syllable bag and get all these banana chips, they have no sugar. So for example, this one has banana, coconut oil, and sugar. This is bad. Okay, so use everything with sugar first, right? And give only from 5 years old to 40 years old. Remember that. And of course, if they're healthy. If they're already sick, you be strong and help them out, and you tell them they cannot have it, anything with sugar. All right? And also wheat, palm oil, that's okay. But remember, the ingredients, if have sugar, if the person already have diabetes or not, because some children, some teens have diabetes, right? So you pay attention to these details. Okay, now let's give an example about things you might encounter, like this one. Keep it. Yes, keep it and cook with it. Don't give to people to add to the food, because we're going to start, putting the least as possible salt in the food so people get healthy, and we also will have enough for everyone, because salt, some people have way too much. It's also not healthy. Okay, all right. Our main objective for salt is just iodine, but for taste, we can taste the real food, all right? But keep them, and you can use that. If it's plain pepper like that, plain salt like that, it's okay. Keep and use for cooking. All right, now let's say this example is military food as well. So you see the problem here? It starts with corn syrup and high fructose corn syrup, both very bad ingredients. So you're gonna see according to reality. Do you have anything better ready for the hydration drink? Or you can put 2 spoons. Here's about 2 spoons, 2 tablespoons. No, maybe 3 tablespoons here. So what you can do, you see according to reality, what makes common sense. It's worth it to get this and mix in a juice, and with some of this salt, and make a drink, a hydration drink for the beginning until better things arrive. Or you don't need that, because this is really unhealthy, but it's better than nothing because it has some sugar there. You understand? So according to your reality, because I believe that all countries everywhere would have plain sugar. So for sure, a plain spoon of sugar, a plain spoon of sugar will be much better than anything that's high fructose corn syrup. But if you don't have that sugar yet, use what you have, okay, until the other one arrives. All right? Okay, very good. Now let's talk about toothpaste. So everyone needs to save things the best as possible. The vinegar, the hand soap, the shampoo, the toothpaste, okay? So when you use everything, so you're gonna use this for months with your family, right? When you get one. Don't be too enthusiastic if you get at the clubhouse 100, 200, 400, okay? Still at home, use the least as possible. You save, you be smart, because who knows when more gonna arrive. All right, gonna be available. Maybe you have even money to buy, but it's not available anymore. So when you eat, you keep punching, right? Sliding with your toothpaste like this, like that, like that. You slide, slide. All right, let's say a few months pass. You already use you right here. You cut right here. And this part, because usually this part is hard and it stays there. I used before even a week. Just the toothpaste that is encountered on this very small part here. So you cut maybe like a ½ centimeter right here. You see, like here, you know, and then you can squeeze this part because it's always a little bit. You can go the toothpaste and use a little bit more, and you teach your children, teens, elders to do the same. And you can keep that for a week or so, you know, depends how many people are using that bathroom. All right, so those things are very simple, but every little bit counts. Be smart. Also for using vinegar, for bleach, for anything, okay? All right, the bleach, I said on Saturday, right, once a month, put on already on this container, right? So you're gonna put a baby about 2 centimeters of bleach, the rest in water, leave it there, you know, on that day. And someone always gonna be in the laundry room, supervising, looking, if it's their day to clean. They stay there a little bit, you know, maybe 4 different teams along the day, you know, so every 2 hours or so, every 2 hours someone is there, let's say, taking care of their own clothes and also cleaning, looking, or maybe more groups, 6 teams, every 2 hours or so, one. And then they can use on their clothes and done. We're gonna start this bleach on the Saturday, only 6 months after the organization launching day. No bleach for anybody. Bleach can be used only if it's something really bathroom that, you know, it's really dirty, because only once, okay? Because we need to save bleach for the future in case it's needed, right? So if it's very dirty, only for like septic tanks, you know, or items used, or for a very dirty bathroom. And then you use once and done. Lock the rest, because we don't know in the future we might need this bleach, you know, even for a pool. So keep and lock the bleach you have. And this Saturday for clothes to take stains out, going to start only 6 months after the organization launching day, maybe even 1 year. All right, so keep the bleach you have on the proper containers, lock the cabinet, and write outside on those signs I already said, okay? The name of your community or the name of your school, and that, you know, how many bleach gallons or how many bleach liters you have, okay? All right. If you're in a country that use gallons, you can already set that amount of gallons, already do the calculation, put that amount of liters, because everything gonna be in metric. All right, so if you have any sweet bread, any panettone, you see here, any panettone, or any granola bar with sugar, you know, use them first, okay? Because they have a lot of packaging and you can already send them out to be incinerated at the landfills. If you receive, for example, if you receive sandwiches or things with wrappings like this one, because you might receive and it's trusted and it's clean. Okay, so you use those that have more packaging first. Or you can take all the sandwiches out from those containers, right? And use, yeah, don't freeze them. Use, go ahead and use them first. Items that have more packaging. Let me see what else I can say. If you have any drink, use them. Use them. So, for example, this one, look, you have water, pineapple, pineapple juice, sugar, pineapple pulp. All right, so what you can do, you can use the whole container, and mix on a plastic jar, and you can use for hydration drink, because a little sugar there, can help people. Until you have better things, keep the plain sugar and the plain salt for the last. All right, so everything else you can use it first. And if you you're gonna see people, because you're gonna be working with them, you're gonna feel yourself, you're gonna see your family. Some days you're gonna need more, of course. Pay attention to summer at your hemisphere you're located. Some countries are going to summer now, the North Hemisphere, right? We are beginning of May 2023. Some countries, the other way around. So remember, when is your summer, to have enough salt and water, salt and sugar, thick granules of sugar, or honey, the maple, the other things I already said, okay, for the hydration drink. And always keep your blenders, your coffee grinder, your coffee maker, and your food processor, and for those things, okay? All right. And then, for example, for cereal, or anything that comes individual containers like that, use them first as soon as possible. And leave those big bags of oats or big bags of cornmeal for afterwards. Do not make cornmeal with sugar. Use cornmeal with salt. So hydration drink with nuts or with fruits, whichever you have available, that's one thing. But for real food, for people to already be free of addiction. Many people they are addicted to sugar or flour, okay? All right. So, so in order, that's what will be. Keep your cans. Any cans that have a dent, use as soon as possible. Already open up and use. Check them, if they have that. But for every other can, leave them for last, and because even moving families can use them on their trip going, right? Or before they go, they don't have a stove anymore, they don't have an oven, they don't have restaurants, when they're closing a city, they demolish everything. So you have those cans, okay? They're very useful, and make sure if they have or not that top individual opener. And keep those can openers, the very simple one and the one with two holders, right? Keep them all because you don't know, all right? But you don't keep any electric can opener, all right? So this is very important. So I already said about any plastic silverware, don't keep them. But if you have napkins or paper towels, yes, keep them. They can be very useful, all right? They can be very useful for drying hand, or for very important things. Drying hands, I mean, in the beginning, until you have your towels with people's name, and so because you need to take care of hygiene, so it's very important. The other thing, for cleaning the counter before and after you deal with food. Before, it's obvious, so you can have a clean counter, right? And put the salad, or far away in another counter you can put the meat, all right. But afterwards, make sure you always disinfect the area you use the meat. Okay, so if it's vinegar, if you're gonna spray vinegar, needs to stay there 10 minutes. Or yes, you can make a solution with bleach, like this spray. You can buy at a dollar store anywhere. Simple spray like that. But remember, you have to use everything. Otherwise, they corrode and then you cannot use anymore. So make a little bit, use and rinse. Okay? So, or just buy a few of them. Yeah, I think that's the best. Don't dilute too much because they lose strength. Make just for that week. So, every Monday, for example, is a good day, So, make that solution new. And during the week, if finish, right? And then right away, make a new one, okay? Because bleach that has been mixed with water for too many days, they are not efficient anymore. So use a bottle, make a small amount that will be good for 1 week. So if you have very few people in your community, make a half of a bottle like this. You're not going to need too much, all right? So not every Monday, sorry, it's when finish. The day that finish, you make a new one. And then you're going to ask the person in charge of the bleach cabinet lock, open, get already the amount you need. Right there, the person already locked the cabinet again, and you go to the kitchen, fill up with water, and you have a solution. Always write big with permanent marker. If your permanent markers, some permanent markers, when you write, they're not good. You cannot see so well, even though they're permanent marks. So what you're gonna do? You're gonna put a sticker or a paper, that's fine, with a tape, a transparent, thick tape on the top. So it won't get dirty, it will last for many months, okay? So, and when you're doing this sticker, so you do the sticker like this, for example. The tape, of course, need to cover here, this ½ centimeter here, and this ½ centimeter, half or 1 centimeter, and here can be even more. Okay, here can be 2 centimeters, here can be 2 centimeters. So if you have a sticker, make sure you have this transparent tape to put on the top. So you're never gonna get wet or dirty, all right? It will last for the whole year or so. Okay, very good. So let me see if I have something else to tell you here. All the trash pickup. So we're gonna establish like that 2 months on the main roads, all roads, right? All roads after the organization launching day, but not inside communities, residential communities anymore. Not inside the schools, not inside business. People can carry onto the street, not inside trash. So we're gonna do that. You can already cancel now, as soon as everyone in your community is gonna have their 2 days clean up, or your entire school have the 2 days clean up, entire business have 2 days clean up. All right, so you already cancel inside pickup. Because there are many places they have those huge containers inside people's property. No more. 2 days notice, already called the trash, 2 days, already canceled, already told everyone. Of course, you have to wait for them to pick up everything, right? And as soon as they finish, might be 2 days, might be 2 weeks, for them to keep coming, okay? So put the best as possible your compost, every food, dig deep. If you have raccoons, deep, but do not put, on these 2 days, do not put food there. Food can decompose in nature, much easier than fill up and then you have the truck still coming in, still coming in, still coming in, all right? So for bathroom, for things put outside, and for furniture, you, the person in charge of that residential community, maybe these 4 couples I keep talking about, or the main office that already may exist. You know, you're gonna organize how the trash gonna be picked up outside. So that's how it's gonna work. You have here the main container, whichever is used at your residential community, right? A dumpster, right? Many times they have a lid here, but not always. Okay, some are big, you know, like 2x2 or 2x1, right? And some of them are long and tall, you know, with a smaller lid here, such as a ½ meter here and 1 meter here, right? And the truck picked them up. Okay, so whichever your reality, put small items in here. And then you're already gonna say, because I say, but let's make an improvement. So here's your regular pickup. So towards the right side, and here's the left side. So on the right side, you're gonna put drawers that were taken out and other similar size items. Of course, on the right side, the best as possible might be 2 meters away, might be 4 meters away, or you know, you're already gonna send an email to everyone. Okay, everything you do an email. For people that did not reply, you go and help. If they are elders, they don't know how to use email, find someone can help them out. Why? Because that's a document that you told everyone about those things. So if people do something wrong and they don't know, you have the proof that you send the email, say, but you have to check your emails, okay? All right, so on this side, drawers and similar size items, okay? On this side, that may be 2, 4 meters away or 8, you know, according to your reality, because you cannot put in a, you know, in the middle of the plants, right? So what you have there, you know, probably will be a parking lot that you don't have cars anymore. But on your email, you're gonna say, after 2 meters, 1 meter, 2 meters, you can put, or after 4 meters, okay? Explain on the email. All right, on the left side, gonna be furniture. Okay, so if it's a bedside table, for example, that's very small, or a stool, it's gonna be here. A stool and a small bed side table, okay, because it match, right? Or a very small folding table, you know, very small folding table. So gonna be this side, and in this side, regular furniture mostly will be armoires, but keep your tables and chairs unless they're very bulky. Keep your couches unless they're very bulky. If they're very bulky, you have to get rid of it now, all right? That's very important. But if they are thin or washable, keep them longer, all right? Because we're gonna share with the family, see who needs what, all right, okay? And then these 4 couples here, or this office, or the new 10 department directors, they're gonna have to go all around the community, see what people have, what people don't, if people need sharing or not, okay? So after the 2 days cleanups, mandatory for whichever people is in charge to go all around and make like a quick survey. It's not to hurt anybody, but it's to check, make sure, because some people, as I said, some people maybe they didn't understand properly, or maybe some elders, they need attention. So yes, they're gonna go over, the people in charge. Okay, after these 2 days, clean up for furniture, for cabinets with food, make sure nobody got food, and also make sure their tables, chairs, and couches are acceptable. All right? Okay. So if it's stuck to it, so let's explain here. So if it's chairs, or if it's a couch, right? So if it's a couch, they like that. All right. If it's attached to it, not removable, up to, let's say here, up to, I think, 4 centimeters. I think that's plenty. 4 centimeters, no more. Okay. Yeah. And if they are removable, then I think can be a bit more. For couches, I think can be up to 8. Let's do here up to 8 centimeters. Okay. All right. So very good. So non-removable up to 4 centimeters tall. And if removable, up to 8 centimeters tall. For everything, so we have a pattern for couches and for chairs. Okay? All right? And you do not need 1 chair for every person of the house. Children, teens, they're not married. Yeah, they sit on the floor at their own house when they're going to have meetings. That's okay. The parents can sit on the couches or chairs, single chairs, right? That's okay. All right? And nothing with bulky arms. Those things, those measurements that I'm talking about, it's the sitting area. It's not the arm. Okay? All these couches with bulky arm gonna be gone. All right? Okay? And then these people here, the 4 couples, the office you already have, board members or not, whichever is your reality, or the 10 department directors, I'm gonna go over all of them, and then you're gonna say, look, you, and you, send an email, have the most furniture, we need you to share, or you're gonna send it after you complete the whole community checkup, you're gonna send an email. We already fixed 2 or 4 houses that need assistance. Everyone's furniture is good for now, because we don't want people to get too upset and don't have a place to sit at their homes, right? It's important for them to have a meeting. They need a place to sit, couch, table, or both, right? According to reality, at least 1 for each, right? Makes sense. Okay, so we're doing really great. The other thing for seeds, so let's say a few words for seeds. Remember I told you yesterday that for seeds you're gonna pick up at a farm close by or a friend's house. You do not enter friend's house. If you are outside their garden, you go quick pick up. So you have 1 hour. They already know where the seeds are. They already know how much they can share with you. Pick up and leave. It's not to stay at people's house, not to use people's house bathrooms, not to go inside their kitchen anymore, even that you did that for years. They're your friends. Go quick and leave. It's not to be talking about, oh, I love this plant, I love to eat this, It's not for you to share with the owners, not the owners to share with you or manager, right? Okay? If you go in a public park, depends how big they are. For city parks that small, also 1 hour for each family. You go, you're not there to play, you're there to go get seeds. Go pick them up and leave. You have 1 hour to pick them up. If it's a state and national park, that's different. Oops, sorry. That's different, you know. Let's say as soon as you get to the location, right, you already passed the main gate, and let's say the seed is far away, or if the seed is close by, you have 2 hours when you get to the location that they already established, because maybe they already picked up the seeds and are gonna offer to different families. Maybe they did not pick up. Each family gonna be picking up themselves from the floor. So an estimate for state and national parks is 2 hours as soon as you get to this or that location. Of course, if you're gonna pick up yourself, 2 hours here. If they are ready, as soon as you get to the location, 1 hour. Right, first come, first serve, and in this case here, the seeds were already picked up. Make a line, first come, first serve. They will already establish how much is convenient, and it's mandatory for everyone offering seeds, such as a farm, a public park, to have someone and already establish the day. So people don't come anytime, any day, so you will already establish every Wednesday and Saturday, for example. If it's a park, you can put every Wednesday and Sunday. You know, if that's better. Why? Because the people will already go with their family for fun, and then it's different. They're going to stay there the whole morning, the whole afternoon, right? And already pick up these seeds that's already ready, or pick up with the whole family, help to pick them up from the floor, from the bushes, right? Okay, so this won't happen much, but yes, we need for trees. For trees, yes, we need. They can be flowering trees, you know, to cover land. Those trees not edible. So this will happen a lot. People going to state and national parks. That's okay. You can even get a van. You have a van available in your business, or you know, a urban bus, or rent one. If that's still available, go ahead and bring different families from different neighborhoods, people that you know, right? Maybe 2, 4 families. Go. You already have fun. You already pick up for tree planting. Now here is different. This is more like farm or nurseries. That's for food and cotton. All right, and food and cotton for now. And owners, if they have any natural fiber, they keep as well. But mostly is that because we need a lot of cotton for fabric. We need for toilet paper, okay? So we need those things, all right? Okay, very important. Okay, the other thing that's an improvement, remember I said if you get the seeds, you're also going to be counted for the money you spend. We're not doing that anymore because some people are rich, they have a lot of money, but they got their money with superfluous things, negative things. They didn't pay the employees properly, or they got their money from negative things, right? Whichever it is, tobacco, nicotine, drugs, pharmaceutical drugs, and there goes. So we're not counting people that purchase them, all right? But if they purchase, you know, so let's say 2, 10 trays of kale, or whichever it is, yes, gonna be counted. So we're gonna, everything related to food gonna be counted, and everything related to tree planting gonna be counted. But in seeds or in sprouts, right? Or rhizomes. And we're gonna have a pictures after. How big was the rhizome? This big or that big, right? So we're gonna have pictures and points afterwards. Everything related to points, we're gonna let you know afterwards. But yes, you're gonna get points for everything you get, but not extra points for money, things that you purchase. All right, very good. So to motivate people, people can walk and go to places that are needed. Thank you so much. Here's Gwen Ferreira from Florida. This is a proposal for international constitution for all countries, and we see you soon. Oh, the other thing is things like that, mistakes like that, if doesn't come out with soap and water, you can rub with alcohol. The alcohol you're also gonna keep for any future need, okay? You can use now, you know. So to disinfect your kitchen counters before and after, you're gonna use what you have most available right now. Can be the vinegar, right? Can be the vinegar, can be the alcohol, can be the bleach, and what else? And any other disinfecting spray, but not cans. Remember, not from metal cans, but plastic bottles. Okay. All right, you're gonna throw them away? No. Here's the list of options, right, to disinfect. Okay, the salad area, you can just clean with soap and water. That's fine, because you're gonna have the counter for cooking meat and counter for raw salad. You do not mix those two counters, all right? Okay, so for the meat, afterwards you have to disinfect the whole area. Which one you're gonna use? Keep the vinegar for last, all right, because they last for a few years. So use the worst first. Which ones are the worst? These ones here, you know, and plastic bottles, you know, those disinfecting. Sometimes they are even 99% of killing germs, bacteria. Sometimes they're not. So according to your reality, so you're gonna alcohol first, and this one, use it, those two first, all right, and keep the vinegar for the very last, all right, because after we're gonna tell people when is the due date. People cannot have those things anymore. The bleach, you know, we're gonna keep, but they cannot have alcohol, they cannot have any other, those different names, all right. So this and that use as soon as possible, okay, and but not too much. Save, you know, just spray a little bit the area, done. And bathrooms, yes, you have to spray the toilet, any public toilet. You can also give to the families to bring home and bring back right away. They have 1 hour use and bring it back, the cleaning basket, okay? Because everything else is soap and water. They're gonna have soap and water at their house. But this cleaning basket with the toilet brush on a bucket, you know, you don't mix the basket with one thing, right, with a spray of vinegar, or with this spray here, or this spray, right? You turn them into spray, whichever you have to use these two first. This is the very first. Why? Because they have too many explanations, too many different names, okay? Alcohol, it's alcohol in all countries, okay? Use this for the second option, all right? Okay, and you keep the vinegar and the bleach for last. We're keeping the bleach because we don't know. We might need, as I said, we might need for disinfecting purpose or for even for a pool, okay? Keep the bleach, all right? And of course, that will be the third option. And here's the last option, okay? All right, so let's go over again very quick. First option is this one, this is second, third, and here's the last is the vinegar. hopefully, because everyone, you have to buy things that's good for 2 years. Let's say if your community is ready to demolish in 6 months, what you gonna do in 6 months? Oh well, the 10 department directors are gonna see what's the most appropriate. Give a little bit to each, so they bring to where they're moving to. You can't give alcohol, of course, right? But you can give vinegar to these people moving. Or you're gonna donate to a resident community that's still there at the city. It's forbidden for people to bring with them alcohol or any other fuel type. That makes good sense, right? So it's forbidden. So use it now. That's the second one, as soon as possible. And any disinfecting thing as well, use now, but don't use too much. So you have along the months, along the year. So all these things we are planning for about 2 years. So already buy your vinegar, make a calculation. Get 2 different groups, you the new 10 department directors, because that you don't need to calculate much if you're the 4 couples helping. But the 10 department directors have 2 different groups make calculations. How much do you use? In 2 weeks, you're able to do this calculation properly because you already know how much you need for each counter. If you have 2 or 4 kitchens at this, that you're preparing food, right? Because this one, both of them, you disinfect once a day, but the meat you disinfect afterwards as well, okay? Why you have to disinfect the salad in the morning? Because you don't know cockroaches pass at night or not, because many things gonna be moving around. So we have to disinfect them. But if you believe it's really clean, you know the air, you live there for a good time, you use that kitchen for some time already, you haven't seen any droppings of cockroaches or anything, that is okay. Just use soap and water, that's fine. But here you need to disinfect after handling raw meat. Okay, the other thing, wash your hands really well once or twice after handling raw meat. And eggs, wash those bowls that you use, to the eggs, use them well, wash them well as well, just to avoid problems. And the bleach afterwards, or the vinegar, you can even use to wash the kitchen house, okay? But for now, if they're healthy, just soap and water, right? Once a month, you wash everything to avoid contamination and problems afterwards. So you change every Friday, you clean, you sweep really well their houses, whichever you put in, if it's hay for the kitchen or if it's rice peelings, whichever you're using, the media, the source for those chickens, you clean every Saturday, sorry, not every Friday, every Saturday you have teams to clean it, okay? These teams can also share 2 hours they help with planting and 2 hours they clean or build the chicken house, that's fine. Chicken houses can have wheels, you make a little trailer. Why? Because people are going to be moving and then they can carry that to the new location, all right? And make it reasonable. How many you need? You're going to need 4, you're going to need 8. Put big numbers on them. 1, 2, 3, big numbers, all right? Big numbers so you know. And paint them different colors so the chickens know where's their house. Don't keep changing chickens with their houses. Keep the same chickens. Make it reasonable so they know, and already have little fences if that's needed, movable fences. So this day they're here and then they come here, along the property. And this one gonna go this way, for example, their property, okay? this second chicken house. And you keep going. If you have 4, 6, 8, whichever is your most convenient. All right? Okay, so I have to come back here, but the toilet brush goes in a bucket. All right, do not mix with the basket. The basket has the spray, right, the vinegar spray, and that's it, right? That on the beginning gonna be those types of spray. At the end gonna be the vinegar spray. For now, use what you have. Do not change the container. Even that they're not in English, use them as soon as possible, but keep them on the container they are, all right? And everything gonna be fine. So they have 1 hour to return this spray and 1 hour to return to gather this toilet brush with the bucket. That's it. And a rubbing brush. Yeah, here in this basket also it's a rubbing brush. Almost like a nail brush, but it's a little longer, soft bristles for them to scrub the bathrooms, the bathroom shower area. Okay, they should have their own cleaning towels, or you already give this basket with 5 or 10 small wash towels. 10 is too much, 8, 6 or 8 wash towels. And then as they come back, dirty, people will already, drop them. The people receiving the basket back, they have to rinse, of course, at their own house, and they already put in a laundry, right? So the families will be bringing, instead of everyone washing them by hand, that's not such a good idea. Keep them in a basket, yes. So we're not, people can keep only 2 washcloths at the 20 by 20 little towels at their apartment. Just 2 they can keep there. That's okay. But on Saturday they bring them all and bring 2 clean ones for the week in case they need, or take dust out here and there, or parents with little kids might have a mistake here and there or something, right? A little water, instead of using paper, use the wash towel. So they're going to bring all their dirty towels. As soon as they drop them off, if you have 6 or 8, because sometimes a little more, it's easier because more people can help clean, and then they get their cleaning done in 1 hour. All right, very good. So what you're gonna do, when they drop off this basket and this toilet brush in a bucket, they already bring home 2 clean little towels, 20 by 20 centimeters, okay, for the week. So this way, all the cleaning towels will go over proper washing machines. If you have a dryer, already dry them. The people that work at the community, right? Already dried them at the dryer. So you're gonna take fuzz out. So this way people gonna have real clean house. Because right now people have many dogs, many dog fuzz all over. And might take a few weeks to get rid of it entirely, right? So even laundry machines are dirty with them, okay? Might take 2 weeks or so. Okay, very good. They bring their 2 clean towels home. All right, have towels all in different colors. You can keep those in stripes. You can keep them in plaided, those in shape like that, plaided. Cleaning towels, that's okay. You can keep them, all of them 20 by 20. That's very important. If you have anyone out of this measure, make sure you already cut them. Get sewing machine. Every clubhouse needs a sewing machine, right? Because the elders gonna fix clothes. They can fix, people that work there, they can fix washcloths. All right, so let's give an example here. So this is a towel that is more than 20 by 20. So here's the 20 by 20. You see here? Here's the 20 by 20. All right, so if it's a little bit different, so such as this one here, up to 5 centimeters longer, so here, that's okay. You can keep it up to 5 centimeters longer, but not like this. This one is 40 centimeters long, the whole towel. Okay, so then you can't keep. So up to 5 it's okay, so you don't have to spend time or you have no reason to use that. Okay, the other way, if you have a big towel like that, you keep this stripe for washing your dishes, because forbidden to wash dishes or pans with loofah. That's for shower, but not for food, because this for 6 months or maybe even a whole year, we want to avoid to have any food on those loofahs. 1 year, I guess is 1 year, because then people have time to plant and have everyone for showers first. So people can really rub their backs, their body, their feet. Okay, all right. So, and then after 1 year, we can use the loofahs for other families and keep using, but not for food. Okay, because even that we're gonna rinse our bowls, we want to make sure that we won't have that problem. All right, so maybe after 2 years or so we can liberate the use of loofah. 2 or 4 years the use of loofah for kitchen, if of course they rinse everything else and there's no food on that pot, cooking pot, or that silverware, or the bowls. All right, so if it's no food, they can use the loofah just for the soap, because they get more soapy, right? They get more foam if it's a loofah and not on the fabric. All right, very good. I think it's all clear. So every family gonna bring a 6 or 8 according to reality, if you have more fabric or less fabric. And the best as possible, I think, is 8. 8 little towels for each of this family. If you don't have basket, that's another thing, right? If you don't have basket for this 8 towels, for the spray, and for this rubbing brush, so it's okay, use a plastic container. Okay, a plastic container, transparent, that's fine, that fit these things. Okay, a little caddy, I don't know if that's a good word, but, or another little bucket, and then you have 2 separate little buckets, so whichever is your reality. If you're gonna buy a plastic basket or a plastic container with 2 holes here, so even the children can, the parents gonna pick up, but the children can help to bring them home, right? Older children, teens, elders. So they have the hole here to put the hand, if you can't find the one with the top to hold, because it's not going to be heavy, just gonna have these things I just told you. So one thing is the spray, one thing is the towels, one thing is the rubbing brush, and basically is that 3 things. Now we're gonna need one more. Disinfecting spray, 8 towels, rubbing brush, and let's count that one, right? The toilet brush in a bucket. All right? Okay, very good. Remember, if you have landfills, take care of that landfill. Put bacteria. You don't want to have problems afterwards, because we are already going to start closing down companies for drain fields and things like that. If you have bacteria, buy bacteria and use according to the instructions. All right? Okay. If you have many rodents, yes, already purchase those things that give you insert inside the soil, or traps, regular traps, little houses, that they get in, and they're already set up accordingly, and you just open up. Or in some countries they have this other trap that the spring comes back and hold the body of the animal. Whichever it is, keep taking care. If you have animals, if you've seen any, buy and always have a little extra. Okay, that's fine. In another separate cabinet with a lock in another room. Everything related to pests and chemicals, right? Or those type, you can keep even on the same room as the pool chlorine. That's okay, right? And the bleach also you're gonna keep here. After the 2 days cleanup, everyone already cleaned their bathroom. Don't keep bleach here anymore in the kitchen, anywhere. It can go to this place, all right? Don't have those chemicals, bleach or chlorine or things for rodents in general at the garden tool storage room. Don't keep them together. Garden is garden, and pool and chemicals, you can keep them this with the bleach. Yes, you can keep them there, but not at the same area. This is going to be in a more protected area. Not many people have access to it. Locked cabinet and locked room. All rooms, offices, people need to lock and carry their key at their wife's arm, okay? And the husband, that's another thing, right? I have to talk about. So, right now, the wife gonna have, right? The wife gonna have, so the person is looking that way, gonna have here the left, here's their hair, left arm, okay? So they can have 2 strings for key. All right, they can have 2. And the male always gonna walk, going home or going to work, right? They're facing that way. So here's hair. Okay, gonna walk on this side. So the keys are protected. Nobody running a bike, nobody running themselves will do anything, try to cut, try to grab it. So the male is protecting this key and the female gonna use this side. That's for 2 years, gonna be like that. They go for jogging around the block the same way, okay? And we're gonna do 2 teams. One team walk this way and the other team walks this way for jogging. That's okay, all right? So that's all right. I think we're gonna establish that as well, you know. So jogging, okay, jogging. All right, but this keys protect, so she will have one for home and another at the same string, right? The keys for work. So if you're the 10 department directors, you may have one for the entrance, one may have one for the office, and you may have at the office you have the hidden one for the cabinet. All right, all new keys everywhere in the house. New key, new key, new key, new key. All right, so you're safe with all those chemicals or food, you know, according to what your department director for, right? Okay, so these are all new keys. You need money to change all those keys. The front entrance of your business, you know, or school or whichever it is. All right, so all new keys, keep them safe. And the copy, it's okay, gonna have a special place called key cabinet. All the 10 department directors, you know, gonna keep their related key at the proper location. So one of them is for food gardens, right? So they don't have much an office in another location. They share an office with someone else, but the key, they're in charge. It's for their food garden tools and things, right? And then you might have another one that is a regular office. You have another one for the kitchen. Every department director gonna be in charge of something. And what everyone can share maybe is one or two different offices. That's okay. Some communities are huge, might have 4 different offices. You know, small offices, that's okay. All right? Very good. We see you soon. All right, let's go over 2 basic things. So here, yes, we will start using as soon as possible the toilet cleaning mini cotton towels. Not synthetic, but cotton towels. With toilet washing hose for poops. Why is that? So we can save toilet paper when we really need. Gonna be really hard for us to make toilet paper. Have that in mind. Already purchase the best you can. Already share according to family members. If they're males, they're females. That's also different. We're gonna, just do the best you can. Now give a little bit each week. Everybody from all houses, if they already bought, it's up to them if they can share some or if they keep some, because if they bought, they have the rights to keep it because it's toilet paper. Now, if it's too many, if it's more than 50, then it's different. But if it's up to 50 rows, that's fine. They can keep it. They bought, they keep it. Okay, but if they share, they get points as well. Because as I said, some people are rich, but they did wrong things to be rich. So, if you're one of these people, already share what you can. Help the neighbors, help other people that need them, all right? And for installing this toilet washing hose for poop, everyone no ages, what you're gonna do? Up to 2 years old and up, right? You can install or not according to reality. How much it cost in your city? It is worth it or not? It's a housing community soon gonna go away, or if it's an apartment community that you're gonna stay a little longer, maybe 1 or 2 years. What is your reality for time and what is your reality for money? Okay, do you have plenty, really plenty of toilet paper, or is bad you hurry up and get that hose and those mini towels going? Okay, and remember, for these mini towels, toilet mini towels, you have 2 buckets. Okay, 2 buckets, they have a lid and they're close to the toilet. All right, so one is for clean and one is for dirty. You write them outside really clearly with permanent marker that you're gonna write in bold in English, right? And make different colors, like one is red container, that is blue, or whichever it is, so have 2 containers that is reasonable. For example, here for clean, you can use the clear colors. This way will be easier for children, for teens, elders, everyone to memorize. 1-2 days they already know. Okay, because children, elders, we have to pay attention. Everything that's possible, we're gonna do it. And the dirty one, you use dark color of that bucket with a lid. Okay, needs a lid. Create one yourself if that is needed, such as a container. Go to a dollar store, or purchase already for the whole entire community. So you help. Anything you help, write it down, making, even that you're not one of those 4 couples that I told you, they are organizing everything to come soon, the 10 department directors, that's okay, you helping them. If you're one of them, you get even more points. Okay, so if you help to buy it yourself or just for a few neighbors, you get a few points. But if you help the entire community to search up, to find the best and talk on that Sunday meeting, options, and hear, from them as well, because this one you're going to be disinfecting all the time, every week. You put them to wash, you disinfect them, right? Before or after, as soon as you put them to wash, right? And those one you just disinfect, let's say every even month on the we don't have many things for the third Saturday, so let's do third Saturday of the month. You do this, the cleaning one. You know, just disinfect inside, outside, just to make sure, because they're somehow going to be located at the bathroom, all right? Very good. And they're going to be what? According to reality, you know. So they can't stay there too long. They need to close kind of tight, but not too tight, such as food containers. Something that's easy to open and close, okay? All right, as soon as possible, you get more points, okay? All right. This one here, the dirty ones, you're gonna wash first, right? You're gonna wash, everyone gonna wash first. So this is something the entire community can do together. Will be one laundry machine only for that. Okay, so the people in charge wash everything every day, right? The family's gonna bring, and you have scheduled families. Every other day the families bring, so nothing gonna stay there too long. And those are not too dirty, because if it's poop, they're gonna still use toilet paper, or they're gonna use this hose. So it's just to dry after the hose, because it's wet. So they're not going to be that dirty, all right? So I repeat, they're not too dirty, because people gonna clean first with toilet paper and then don't use here, or they're gonna clean with hose, water hose, toilet water hose, okay? So they just be a little dirty, okay? So first they wash everything, normal wash. The second wash, they're gonna soak in pure vinegar. I think maybe 40 minutes, I think, maybe 40 minutes, because we want to avoid bleach. So pure soak, put there 1 liter, 2 liter, whichever is your reality, and then you wash them all. Okay, if it's bleach, and then you look online, maybe a half cup for the entire load, something like that. A half cup for one full load of the machine. Okay, I think that we also disinfect, but we want to avoid bleach, so those little towels won't get corroded and be in pieces in a few months. Okay, but we have to disinfect, because they're going back to other families, right? Whichever you bring the dirt, you pick up a new one. Bring the dirt, you pick up a new one. And people gonna take turns, wash and everything. To take out from this machine, you're not going to take out, because one load is regular wash with soap and water, and the second one, the things stay there. You just add the vinegar, for 40 minutes, or this half cup of bleach. So when you take out, they're already disinfected with the second wash. So you don't need pinchers or anything, or gloves, anything like that. They're clean and disinfected, okay? And for the worm, the whole community take at the same time. Remember that, the whole community on that same week. Okay, so you just have to figure out, or 2 weeks maximum. You just have to figure out how you're gonna do the laundry of so many people. But that is fine, because everyone should be using sheets and not many blankets anymore, right? Okay, so if anybody in your family with too many worms, make them use capri pants to sleep, or long pajamas. Why is that? Because some worm medicine, it might get some eggs or some parasites out of the anus, out of the body, to the underwear. So, they're tiny, you can't see them. Some eggs, many eggs, you can't see them. Just as prevention, because it's easier for you to wash a pajama pants every day than wash the whole sheets every day. if you have children or anybody in your family with big belly or other symptoms for different parasites, different intestine worms, okay? So we're gonna take ivermectin because they're good also for lice. If anybody in your family have history of lice, you know, you have to clean the carpet, everything else we already said. If you have in your country other types of worm, you know, you use them. But remember, ivermectin is good for everything, for most of them. And soon people are going to be very healthy because people are going to start taking sun. So people that take a lot of sun and have proper hygiene practice, they don't have worms. Go see farms that they're clean. You know, they don't have pigs, they don't have people walking barefoot on pig areas. They don't have worms. They don't have worms of any type, any intestine parasites. But people with farms that are dirty, or they don't clean their bathroom, or they don't wash their hands, or they have people walking barefoot, where's animals around, they do have worms. So remember, take ivermectin if you can. This we're gonna buy for 2 years. For 2 years, this one you keep buy for your entire residential community. And then when families are ready to move out, you share the same thing as everything else, the food, the cleaning supplies, whichever you have, you share. Make a plan, buy for everything for 2 years, and make a plan how this sharing gonna be according to the other video already posted. All right? Okay, be ready, be organized. Purchase that's an authorized medicine and be ready. All right, the other thing I want to say, keep all paper towels you have and all white plain or beige napkins. Those that are not very colorful, keep them. Even some colorfuls, they're easy to take the paint out when you soak them. Why? Because we are going to use them. Do not throw away, do not recycle them, you know. Attention, paper towels and napkins, you keep them all. What are we going to do with it? Whichever you need the most at your community. Turn them into toilet paper and turn them into writing paper, whichever you need the most. Okay, probably toilet paper. Okay, until we have already, we have to keep going anyways. We're gonna keep learning, we're gonna keep practicing a little bit because we don't have many plantations of cotton yet. So it's okay, but the students, we are ready. We'll be learning and actually doing a little bit of both, okay? So keep them all and already separate them in a room, in a deposit room, count how many you have, okay? Take pictures, make short videos of everything you keep in your deposit room. And every other month, gonna be another couple checking how many you have, how many you use, because if you don't have the hose on a toilet, yes, you need toilet paper, okay? But if you already have that, it's worth it, the money you're gonna spend. Still keep the toilet paper and the paper towel, and we're gonna guide you what you're gonna be doing, because as I said, all students need already to be learning how to make them, okay? For now, for this first few years, as I said, until we have enough cotton plantation or mini towels for everybody and so on. Okay, so here I have some more updates. So we have here basic guide for children 2nd grade to 8th grade. They already start helping the house with hand soap. Not toilet paper, sorry, because we're gonna use this little cotton 10 by 10 or so. I think that's plenty, 10 by 10. Not too thin, but 10 by 10 I think is great, right? Like that, 10 by 10. Mini towels, toilet mini towels, that's how they're gonna call. If the person really needs, can use a second one to dry, right? But that will be plenty, or maybe 10 by 12. But let's do 10 by 10 now. Okay, so children gonna start helping with hand soap. So you're gonna do a little batch just to practice with little leaves, little things. But yes, they're already gonna start practicing. You can purchase the first few batches for 2 years, up to 2 years. The products you need, base plant, of course, for hand soaps. That's their contribution for their house. And then comes the grandparents. The grandparents gonna be like the teens. Here is one set of points, and for older teens gonna be 2 sets of points. So here's for grandparents. They're gonna, if they are 65 years old, they have 2 sets of payment. We're gonna tell you afterwards in proper points, because we don't want too many zeros, but we don't want too little as well, right? Because every seed the person get will count. All these little things we also want to count. And we're gonna have an adjustment for points at 2 years. I believe that will be 2 years or 2 years of the organization. We're gonna have a new setup, because then this tiny thing is not going to count anymore, 2 or 4 years. Let's see how it goes. Okay, we're gonna have for peace points. Okay, all right. So if they're older, they have here less amount of payment. Okay, so they're older, they're 66 years old and older, they have 1 set of payment. Let's say 100 points, and here's 200 points, okay, something like that. And here's the parents. The parents gonna be the most, the most points. So let's say 2 times the points here. I guess they can do 2.5, because we don't want to go to 3 and 4 is too much. So maybe something like that in points, comparing. Okay, so let's talk about the teens. So teens, 9th graders up to 17 years old, so I put here 15 to 17 years old. They're gonna help with soap making, vinegar making, because we're gonna need vinegar for for some time. Okay, we're gonna need vinegar. Yes, we are. Okay, even for the future, in case we need, we have something to disinfect, or salt base. We need laundry detergent, plant based, because that's what we're gonna have in the future. So right now you can purchase plant based that's ready, until your own plants start growing. So everything for all these cleaning supplies, purchase for 2 years for your school. And if by any chance the school close or move to another location, you bring the products or share with the teachers, okay, with the 10 department directors. So they're not making toilet paper, sorry. They are sewing their mini fabrics and other fabrics for the house, like cleaning for their community. So they do at school all these things, they bring home ready. And at the residential communities, elders or people that work there also going to be doing these things, right? Okay, so for teens, 18 years old to 20 years old, they're going to do all the above and rental, 1 point rental, the same as this. And here, they are older, getting ready, but they're also saving for their own house. You have to remember that they're saving for their own house, and these people too. So that's why, yes, they have much more energy, but they still, so here's 1 set of payment. These are older, they help twice, because they have capacity for that. And they still work with their parents. The best as possible, they still work with their parents where their parents work. Supermarket, food distribution, while they exist, right? School is school. Yes, they are together at all times. We need to see what they're doing, how they're doing, make sure they're still polite, respectful, kind, efficient at work, on time. Until they married, yes, they work at the same location as their parents. and grandparents, the whole family always together. No, grandparents can work in a different location, okay? So basically it's that. All right, so we just have to let you know here, if we're gonna do this adjustment, this big adjustment for PEACE points, gonna still online, we still have an app, but if we're gonna do it 2 years or at 4 years, okay? Because after this big adjustment, we are not going to count mini seeds, we're not going to count those things anymore, you know. We're gonna give points maybe for every 50 seeds, and then you get a few points every 100 seeds if they are rare, you know, and then you get a few more points, something like that. But for now, we want to give 1 point for each seed, you know. Every mini thing you get, you collect a little trash from your street, you know. For trash is less time, for trash is up to, I think, 2 months from the organization launching day. Regular trash, such as if you go jogging, you know, after the organization launching day, if you call the local government in charge, whichever it is, if it's schools, it's schools, if it's the previous government, not going to be after the organization launching day. So if you contact the schools, everything related to city office, for city office, will be at the schools, okay? At the schools that already have the 10 department directors, all right? Before that, just wait for documentation, for everything you need. They are going to be, if they have the 10 department, they're gonna be in charge of every city office related video, okay? Because make no sense for us to build city office in places where we don't have right now. Maybe after the organization launching day, but not right now. Thank you so much for your cooperation. We see you soon. All right, the other things for desert villages from the organization, Peace and Love International Organization. So, if you see a hotel, a school, or anybody advertise, oh, desert villages, you know, and some name that's not really ours, don't accept, don't agree, and contact them that's not right. The only right desert villages will be at our website, our own organization website, with all details, where they're located, the capacity that's still available, you know, for people to sign in and go, where they're located, which continent, and everything else. How many people for white and semi-white people, and how many people are still available for black and semi-black, you know, just to be easier, you know, according to their skin color and not according to their background, their parents, grandparents, because some people, even the siblings, right, they have different skin tones. They get some more for the father, for the mother, grandparents, right? So that's how we're gonna do white, real white, and semi-white, real black and semi-black. Those two is about the same. Okay, those two can be Latin, can be natives, right? That is kind of blend. I think that would be the easiest, all right? So we're gonna have 50% white and semi-white and 50% black and semi-black, or one of these two, either one, okay? To be quicker. So if it's not on our website, do not believe, do not agree, write to them if the names look similar, such as the other way around, Love and Peace Organization, that, you know. So pay attention. The name of our organization, it's first is the peace, then is the love, then is the word international, and then is the word organization. That's the proper name of our organization. Okay, so if it's not really at our website, as I said, do not subscribe. And be careful even when you reply, because might be a scam for emails. So pay attention, okay? All right, very good. We see you soon. Right, so every teacher, every 10 department directors, every 4 couples, the 4 couples organizing for the 10 department directors, they have the pages for each family, right? Okay, so have one page for each of those families, and teachers have one page for each students, as I already explained the rest. We're always going to have things in paper, even when the Peace app will be available for those few years, right? But we're still going to keep in paper, because if anything happens, you have your own records, all right? Okay, very good. Every family needs to have their own family records book. And every business owners, they also gonna have their own records book. They can be one of these 4 helpers, but they do not pass the deed under the name of the 4 couples. They stay present until the end. If they live far away or not, they can check things as they become posted and organized. Okay, you can make an agreement with those 4 couples, and you can be one of them if you live there, or you already get someone that you trust to be in charge. But you're only gonna put the deed in the name of the Peace and Love Organization. Okay, Peace and Love Organization. I think that will be even better instead of the name of these 10 department directors. So let's do this improvement to all countries. All property deeds in all countries will be in the name of the Peace and Love Organization. This way is more sustainable, more organized, and for everyone the same and easier. Okay, thank you. So to avoid any problem, because the objective is for these 10 approved 10 department directors that gonna take place for up to the end of 2 years of the organization launching day, to continue for the following 8 years. So there will be 10 total years, as will be for all future centuries and millenniums. But this way we don't have to change the deed again in the middle of the way, in case, for this first few months or this first year, if any is not doing right, they get out of their position and someone else will take over, okay, and complete the decade of leadership, with that position, one of the 10 department director couples. Alright, when washing hands, mandatory to rub a little bit. If the person has a marriage ring, to rub a little bit, move a little bit the ring, the band. And if they already have at least 2 of their own children teams, that already completed their 4 years university, then it's okay. They can hold the special ring. Is to have at least 2. And if they have 4 or 5, how many kids or more, and then needs to be all of them with the bachelor's, 4 years completed. As we used to use the word bachelor's, 4 years university completed, and not just 2 years associates, okay? All right, very good. And on this case, the female can have this special ring or this special bracelet, all right, to have the whole their years, okay? All right. Sometimes they can take out, yes, it's not so safe, right? But yes, they can take out sometimes, right? And it's not going to be too thick to avoid fungus, because yes, we're going to wash our hand all day, okay? All right, very good. So I said at least 2, even for couples that have only 1 child, because based on our future, that is 2 college students, right, that completed 4 years of university, a licensed university at your own country or whichever country they completed. And it's okay for this time, it's okay if they have 4 kids, 5 kids, that's okay. If they finish, all of them finish their bachelor's, right? 4 years of university. For those that did, for example, 2 years and didn't do anymore, it's all right. Soon as we have universities again organized, they're gonna do, complete their bachelor's, and then their parents can, their mother can start wearing this special ring or this special bracelet. This special ring or bracelet gonna be in the same way. People are not going to know if they're fake or if they're real. They're gonna have a price according to the pictures. We're gonna select maybe all of them in 5 or 10 different levels of being special, but people are not going to know. They look like a diamond. Okay, it's diamond. Look like emerald. All right, it's emerald. Okay, to avoid people to be trying to steal from others or anything related to there is not positive. Okay, so let's be objective. So we're gonna select them all by how special they look, 5 or 10 different levels, different prices, and done. Okay, the same as the wedding ring, the wedding band. Sorry, not the wedding band. The same as the wedding rental jewelry. Okay, all right, very good. All right, so now let's go back to a few food preparation. So it's mandatory to thaw the food, the meat, a day before during the day with supervision. Every hour, so someone goes in the kitchen, make sure there's no mosquitoes, make sure there's no animals of any type crawling around, no rodents, okay, because of the smell of the thaw meat. And as soon as it's thawed, don't even have to wait all the way, you put the salt, and by 5:50 you have to put back on the fridge with a transparent lid. You can already cut them on that day or you can cut them on the next day, but you cannot leave them outside the fridge overnight. Okay, good. And it's also forbidden to eat while preparing food. People will already know, I think I already recorded that one, right? Okay, I'm very sorry. They will already know how much salt they will put in according to how many kilos they're preparing, and mix with their own hand, clean nails, and done. Okay, and they can cut. The best is to cut the day before, so you're gonna have more area for the salt to penetrate. It's also forbidden to chew seeds or nuts while working, and it's also forbidden to eat food of any type, nuts, seeds, berries, anything, leaves outside while they're working at the garden. The only exception is when people are learning, they have a learning class, and then they touch this and eat, they touch that to learn. But those are more for salad greens, not for nuts, special things such as fruits. People should already know. Okay, but if it's a tree full of berries, that's okay. Introduce to your children, talk about. If it's a class, but not if it's a work. You understand? If it's a Saturday work, they don't. They harvest everything and they bring to the clubhouse. If it's a class to any age, then it's okay. You have plenty. Okay, give one to each. You have to give something to everybody, right? Or if it's an herb, make sure you learn about them ahead of time so they can touch those herbs. They can try, taste them, smell them. Then it's a class and it's not a Saturday food garden work. So the cap for ladies, we also have an improvement. Remember I said they're gonna have like a stripe around their forehead. I didn't use the word forehead, but like a stripe, a fabric stripe. And the top was going to be open. We're not going to do that anymore. Instead, we're going to use a cap for all females that do not have very, very short hair. They're gonna use that, you know. If it's more than 2 centimeters from the scalp, yes, they use that, okay? And they're gonna cover all the area until the neck here where they have hair. And will be a cap made with those thick fabric nets. You know those bags, the laundry bags, they call laundry bags, that you put soft items such as silk, you know, or things that don't want to miss, or for babies you put many little socks, baby infant socks in it, you know, so you don't lose them with the other clothes, just to be quicker when you pick them up. Those are the fabric you're gonna use. So it's a soft white fabric that look like a net, okay, like a net of those, exactly the same as those laundry bags, okay? And those caps is for every restaurant, every kitchen of every type. And they're washable. They're very easy to wash, very easy to dry, hang around or put on a dryer, okay? They can handle dryer well. And they last for a long, long time. They're like synthetic, okay, net, all right? When you're washing your counter, your kitchen counter to prepare food before you start, you're gonna use soap and water or vinegar, whichever you have the most and easy in your area, okay? If it's really dirty, you're just starting for the first few weeks, you know, people are still taking ivermectin, or people still didn't have maybe one thing or another, or, you know, so it's okay, and then you use vinegar. But otherwise, or even disinfecting chemicals, if you have them available, use them. Use always those first before the vinegar, remember? Okay. And after the meat, for sure you have to disinfect the same way. Use those chemicals you already have, that's 99%, right? Bacteria, they kill bacteria and virus. And when those finish, you go to the other items as already listed, previous videos. It's mandatory to wash your nails before you go food planting. Yeah, start right there. Wash at home before you go on Saturdays, or before students go out. Yes, they wash their nails. They can wash their hands even with sanitize and rinse afterwards. So just go quicker for the whole entire class to wash their hands. But for nails, those that are gonna be dealing with small things and not tools, you know, such as seed planting trays, seed planting pots, they have to wash their nails to get practice and also avoid any contamination. So here I'm gonna tell you when people need to wash their nails and hands: for food planting, for food harvest, for food preparation, for food handling of any type, thawing or put things to freeze, or washing food to freeze, and for other things I already said, when you use the bathroom, right? When you change baby's diapers and everything else. When you touch objects, laptops, and you're gonna do any of these things for sure. And when you use books, before you use books of any type, even they are not the new books yet. But then it's okay, they're practicing. Remember, everyone can have some books related to planting, just to inspire. They have beautiful pictures, that's fine. They're not perfect, no, that's okay. As soon as they don't have too many written things, that's okay. They have mostly pictures, okay? So people start practicing. They need some books of some type. Every book of every other type, they're gonna trash. The chapter books or fiction books or any other story of any type, okay? So we're gonna start fresh. So we'll have only books related to food planting and native trees planting. Only, that's it. Because information for adults already here, basic information for outside learning games already here. Everything we already have here, all the basics already here at this YouTube channel. Every time you wash hands on those dealing with food or food planting, you need one couple in charge of supervising, okay? You need that. And for schools, you have one teacher for preschool and elementary. One of the teachers, right, gonna be checking and helping with sanitizers or soap, okay? And the other one gonna be supervising for those that need to wash their nails, okay? So both teachers, both spouses gonna be checking both parts of hand washing. Nails can also be washed with sanitizer. That's fine, as soon as the teacher do not leave the sanitizer there in big containers. It's a small container and keep filling it up and keep the big containers locked. Every sanitizer, because some are like 2 liters big or 1 gallon big, that's fine. Keep it locked, all right? Just have those simple containers such as 10 centimeters tall, more or less, the small containers to be using and sharing. When you squirt or pour the sanitizer, whichever container they are, you're already gonna see more or less how much you need, because they need to rub it 28 times while it's still wet before they rinse, before they go to the other line to rinse their hands, okay? If it's scratching of the body, these things everybody know, but it's important to write in anywhere. The body parts, the face, the nose, the hair, the ears, or touch on clothing, or coughing, or sneezing, or touch shoes, maybe it was itchy, or, any area of on body, or on clothes, on shoes. You have to wash hands again or use sanitizer, all right? Mostly for this first 1 year after the organization launching day, okay? After we see if you can touch clothes, on clothes, but for 2 years, let's put 2 years until 2 years of the organization launching day. If you touch your clothes, your body, your shoes, or anything related to that, yes, you have to wash your hands again. The other thing is mandatory to wash hands and the half of the arm after working outside with anything, with harvesting, with planting, with games, for these first 2 years, to avoid itches, because some people are not used to be outside, to avoid bugs that you cannot see and then gonna itch later, to avoid dust to be in that area, or sand. Sometimes you can harvest things and get a little sandy or dust, okay? So wash until your elbow. All right, the other thing is forbidden to spit for any reason. Forbidden. Nobody gonna have rotten food that needs to spit. Nobody gonna be that unhealthy. If the person is unhealthy now, go get a tissue, put on a tissue and throw away the tissue. We don't do those things in any country. That's very rude. We don't do these things, okay? So we are going to have our video for all basic practices of being polite and respectful. But here I'm already gonna tell you a few. And I have a video posted about maybe a year ago or so, right? Or even more than that. So you don't burp. It's forbidden to burp. Some countries polite say that you ate enough and you're satisfied, but for the Peace and Love organization, it's such a rude thing and it's not needed. The third thing is about the nose. Do not blow your nose close to people. You go to a bathroom, if the person is not so healthy yet, that can happen. But go to the bathroom, blow over there, nobody's seeing you. You go to a stall, to a proper toilet area, blow your nose, and then wash your hands and go back to your class or your work. If happens at home, you go to the bathroom as well. You know, some people, they have cancer, they don't even know. Their nose drip after eating, you know, or some people have allergies from pollen. Okay, so if that happens, you need a tissue, it's okay, keep a tissue in your pocket. That's all right. You know, maybe up to 6 months after the organization launching day, tissues on a pocket. For elders or people that are very sick, it's okay because it's better you have a tissue in a pocket than clean the nose on your own clothes, right? But you have to remember, you have to wash your hands soon after. And you already know when your nose is gonna be dripping. If it's from pollen, or if you have cancer, or your body is very acidic, you know, and having problems, your nose is gonna drip after eating, for example, when you're outside. So you already know when it happens. Have a little piece of tissue in your pocket, that's fine. You know, up to 6 months after the organization launching day, no more. Okay? After that, if it still happens, you need already to go to the bathroom. Be ready to go to the bathroom. Before eating, after eating, whichever is your reality, because everyone should be fine in 6 months. The only exception is for people that is 70 years old and above. That's okay, they can have for 6 more months. Okay, so it's a total of 1 year for people that's 70 years old and older, because they might take some more time to catch up for being really healthy. All right, great. Don't talk too loud and don't talk too quiet. You know, those things are very important. You can talk too loud for very special occasions, you know, so you don't see your son and daughter, they were at college in another state or another country. Then it's okay, hey, how you doing? I'm so glad you're back, you know, oh, I don't see you for so long. If your own family, don't be exaggerated with other friends or other people. So their spouses of the opposite sex won't think that, you know, you're not being so respectful. Okay, so don't be too loud. But if you're a teacher, yes, you can be loud. You're gonna have a nice event, a nice activity. Yes, you have to motivate and be loud. It's a very important thing. You know, oh, awesome practice, awesome rehearsal. Yes, you can be loud and motivated, all right? That's fine. Don't be too quiet, okay? That's also not good. For every leading position, including teachers, helpers, you talk properly in a good sound for the cameras to hear, for the person in front of you to hear, and maybe somebody on the sides close by to hear. Move your mouth well, articulate well. For everything you do, you're gonna get your points. The other thing is that females sit down, they cross their legs, right? Or they put them really close together. Men gonna sit down, put a little bit closer as well. Don't open them too much. All these little things also count. If you stand up straight. Don't have one leg bent. You know, have both legs straight. You can put your shoes, your feet, close to each other or a little closer, very close to each other. Not a little far or more closer, that's okay. But don't have one leg bent and the other leg straight, because that doesn't seem polite and respectful as well. Always close your mouth when you're chewing, and you chew for 40 times. Everyone for 1 year, 40 times. Why? For us to practice, for us to use the nutritional of that meal, for us to learn, and also for us to help anyone in our family that's not so healthy. People with diabetes, people with allergies, people with cancer, people with other health problems, even circulation. You know, when we chew well, we improve, you know, we don't give too much work to our digestive system. So it helps everything. So 40 times, 40 times. We're going to have smaller plates, but yes, we're going to chew 40 times each bite. And of course, have always raw veggies, hard veggies, so you can have something to chew 40 times, right? And not only soft things. The other thing, greet everyone of your own job. Gonna be 20 couples, leading couples at each business, right? Gonna be 20. The 10 approve the partner direct and their own parents that live with them. So greet them, everyone by name, every morning. You know, sometimes you say, hi, good morning. Sometimes you say, hi, good morning, how you doing, right? Or Mondays you can say, hey, how was your weekend? Oh, it was really great. Short answers. Oh, I went to park. Oh, I went to pool. Okay? But yes, you greet everyone. Sometimes you can greet them by title. Hey, good morning, our department director of health. How you doing? You know, sometimes you can do that because it's important for people that are watching the cameras, for future years if it's needed. So you have every day you address one of them this way, one of these 10 department directors this way. Or junior work hours or junior study hours. If they're the same 10 people, different, probably they're going to be, you know, the same 10 people, couples. You have to address one of them. So, and one after another, right? So you're going to be sharing days. So in 2 weeks, because it's 5 work days, so you mention all your 10 department directors for work and for study, because they're going to be the same. People going to work and study at the same location. All right? The only exception are those that have capacity. They're going to work on a field the whole day and study from 7 to 10 p.m. Yes, we're going to do that. Such as older teens, if they are trusted, you know, yes, of course, they're going to have much more points. But they can only do that if they're really trusted. They go work the whole day with their parents. If they already know English, right? They already know the basics of the organization, then it's okay. And then they're going to study at their own residential community until 10 o'clock sharp. They have 5 minutes to be inside their apartment and lock the door, okay? And they have to be with their parents or grandparents studying or supervising them on that time, okay? They cannot be alone for 2 or 4 years. 2 or 4 years, okay? I think those evening classes we can keep for 10 years, all right? Or maybe even more, even longer. But for 10 years for sure, you know, many people study at night in many countries. I was one of them, studied till 10 o'clock, was at home at midnight, so many people can do that too, right? It's very reasonable. People are going to be working close by. And if they have trailers or if they're living at the hotel building, you know, because that's the objective for everyone, because they don't have kitchen at every place. So they go home 10:05, they're inside the apartment. Okay, great. And they already took their shower, they already had their dinner, they don't eat anything again, they go to sleep. If they're married, of course, they can still make love on that time or early in the morning, but they are not going to eat anymore on that time. The other thing for being polite and respect, you have to say bye, because I forgot that. You have to say bye to your own main department director of the afternoon. So they know you left, because everyone gonna leave about from 10 to 6 to 6 p.m. Everyone gonna leave together, but maybe 5 minutes different, that's okay. So who gonna be that couple? Gonna be the department director of health that's gonna be teaching you something, or the department director of planting food, or the department director in charge of teaching English classes? or the department director that's gonna be teaching about families, right? Department number 2, or the department director number 1 that's gonna be organizing those festivals and dances and flag movements, right? So the one in the afternoon, you always say bye. And it's mandatory for everyone to leave 5:50, okay? Or even a little younger, earlier if they have to pick up their children teens, because parents and grandparents gonna be working and studying the same location, right? So that's okay. Let's see, they have to leave 5:40. Shall we do that? 5:40 to 5:55 maximum time. If they have a very responsible older sibling, 18 years old and older, no, we're not doing that. Parents need to pick up, be there for their children, teens, up to the end of middle school. High school kids can go by themselves, but they can only leave 10 to 6. Okay, 10 to 6. High school kids walking by themselves, all right, because everyone's going to be studying close by. For hand washing, the hand rubbing is 28 times. For nail washing is 20 strokes. Each position, so going to be 40 total, right? Because you have to do a little slanted this way and then a little slanted the other way. So going to be 40 strokes. We are doing these different numbers to be easy for people to memorize. All right, 20 nail stroke on each position. All right, total 40 strokes. Thank you. Everyone of all ages need to know the 10 department directors of the residential community where they work, right, for all adults, all married adults, and also their school for everyone up to 22 years old until they get married. They need to know their names, first, last name. That's the most basic thing. The class teachers need to keep every day. They teach 2 new ones and repeat 2 new ones. Focus always on 2 and say something about, this department director couple is organizing the following festival. Say a few things. What's their name again? This. What's their name again? You ask 2 times or even 2 or 4 times. Ask again your class to repeat their first and last name. For example, the department director in charge of food planting. So, this department director couple is so good, right? Did you see the new gardens they're making? What's their name again? And then you ask again, what's their name again? So try teachers from 1st to 14th grade. And these young adults are going to be helping, or taking even some classes online and in person and games and helping. They're going to do 4 things, right? Ask them every day about 2. Oh, what's their name again? What's their name again? Okay? And the department director couple for education going to be the principal. All right? Makes sense, right? Everything is common sense, okay? The one for health gonna be helping in one of the areas that's most important, such as the food planting or the I don't know yet, but one of those. The department director for Countries United gonna be dealing with the teenagers, right? Teaching them and asking them to help with emails to be sent. So you teacher, this department director gonna send the emails, but they can help to prepare. They can help to prepare those 10 sentences and 10 links and send to you. You teacher, in charge of Countries United can do that. The other thing you can do is the tree planting. So you're going to be sharing according to your reality what you need the most, because some people, they are in good locations by the beach already, right? And some other people in the center of continents, in the middle of close to deserts. So everything going to be according to reality, okay? Teachers from first grade until 14th grade also gonna write those two couples, just two per day, just two per day. If you believe that's gonna be easier, you know, so do two one day, two another day until Friday, two, and then for the following week, you do the ones that are harder to learn their names, you know, they're more complicated or longer, or you know, or that the kids don't see that often for one reason or another according to the age group, right? Okay. All right, the other thing, we're gonna have 4 different schools entrances. All right, so, and each one gonna have 10 department director couples and their own parents working with them. All right, and a few others if needed. So one is for preschool, and then the other is elementary, the other is middle school, and the other one is high school, and the other one, yeah, let's keep high school is 6 years, right? It's a little too much, but for now let's keep them together. Yeah, because they have to marry each other, so that's okay. So all high school kids gonna be together up to 22 years old when they get married. All right? And young adults that already trusted for the past year. They didn't drink, they didn't smoke, they didn't use drugs, they didn't use marijuana or pharmaceutical drugs. They're not sick, they don't have ADD, they don't have ADHD. Then it's okay. They can join their parents at their work and study instead of being at the school with the high school. Then it's okay. If they have 1 year of clear practices that I just said now, okay, including alcoholic drinks, no alcoholic drinks as well, and they were respectful, they were polite, then it's okay. They can join their parents, and of course they're gonna get much more points. And if they have a girlfriend or a boyfriend of the opposite sex. Why is that? Because when they're going to start working with their parents, they are not going to meet too many people anymore. Okay, so they have to be ready with everything, including a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Everyone else will stay at the high school and gonna get much less points. Okay, less points, even that they're gonna also be working with the best as possible according to their reality and really working hard, planting a lot of food, planting a lot of native trees to be planted. Okay, all right, but that's how it will be. So they will get points and try the best they can to leave that place and go work with their parents. You're gonna have much more points already working with their parents. The other thing, the main couple of the family will have their records book. Grandparents will have their own records book if they are up to 75 years old. They have grandparents have their own. Okay, so 76 years old and older, then they don't have anymore, you know, because that's enough, right, of being thinking and being writing. 76 years old and older don't need, won't have records book anymore. They will keep the ones they already fill up, but they are not going to make new ones. All right? Okay. So this is an estimate for 2 years. After that, we're going to let you know how it's going to be done. All right? So for everything that we're going to give an age, a specific age, like I just did here now, we are going to focus on the youngest, because the youngest will still have energy to do whichever is needed. All right? Okay? If they're 10, 15 years difference, then we see what we're going to do. But the youngest always going to have energy to do whichever is needed to be done. Even that their older spouse going to be sitting close by or, you know, helping whichever is possible. But the youngest is in charge of doing those records, those videos, okay? But this is for records book. The videos It's one per family that live together, no less, no more. Okay? All right, the other thing is important for everyone to ask something to their department director of their work and department director of their residential community. If it's the same, then it will be just the residential community. So they have to ask something, one department director per week. Ask something or say something. Hi, how you doing? Say their name. Oh, I saw you did this great. Try to compliment instead of saying, oh, I wouldn't do this way. Or if you do that way, it will be better. Or. But if they made a mistake according to a video that's already posted online, they already approve as the 10 department directors. You're not going to look as their supervisor. You're gonna just act as a good helper. All right? Okay. So if you have 2 department directors set of a 10, you need to ask 2 or comment something 2 per week. You and your spouse can do it together. If you work and live at the same location, you're going to have only one set of 10 department directors. Then you have only to talk to one of them, right? All right? So people will be talking to them. Or you say something or compliment something or you ask something, all right? Or you mention something, okay? This means communication, not for special things. For special things that are too negative, too positive, or needed, then you send an email that's different. You send an email to prove on that day you already talked about that item. So if they don't fix the item along the weeks, you have the proof you already sent it. And then next day you ask, did you receive? Did you receive? Always ask, did you receive? Did you receive? Okay? I sent you an email yesterday. I sent you an email this weekend. I sent an email Friday. Okay? So Monday, you ask, did you receive it? Ask during your break time. So always give them 2 hours on Monday to check their emails, right? Or even the whole morning, right? Whichever is your reality. So it's mandatory for all department directors to do their prayers in the morning. So we will say 2 prayers and 2 songs. Why we say 2 prayers? Because the husband and the wife will say special words. Okay? That's why. Instead of 1 prayer from both and sing 2 songs, right? So we're going to have 2 and 2. And every end of the day, we also be together in a circle, complete the day, and then you sing 2 songs. So for example, for high school students, so they're gonna leave 10 to 6 to go home by themselves. That's fine. The teachers gather them, they can sing at their own classroom, or everyone that's outside, for example, having an activity of the time, they make a big circle. So a quarter to 6, so 10 to 6, every student leave. 5 to 6, every teacher leave, and maybe 2 to 6, the last department director turn on the alarm and they go home together. They don't leave one department director by themselves. The others are right there outside the door waiting. After 2 to 6, nobody's on these buildings anymore, with the exception of restaurants, okay, that we already talked about. The inventory of all cabinets is to be done on every even month, okay, by different department directors to make sure they check each other, right? Okay, and every furniture, we're gonna do the first school week. That first school week, we are going to do that as well. First Yeah, first and last, I guess. First and last week. They can start on Monday, and they have 2 days to complete. Monday gonna be a busy day. The school just started, so let's do Thursday and Friday. So Friday by 4 p.m. they have this inventory of furniture, machines, and everything, tools organized, And they're gonna have practice. They're gonna have already the printouts on a proper, like log. Gonna look like log on a proper binder. They walk, fill up, walk, fill up. So one couple gonna be filling up, the other couple gonna be walking with them and counting, quickly counting, right? Okay, they're gonna help each other to count, as soon as when we're gonna start having more books, more things, and then they spend more time. For some of them, the students, first graders and above, gonna help to count. How many desks you have, how many baskets of blocks you have, basic things like that. And then they also go to the hydration room, the kitchen food items, the freezers, and we're gonna let you know afterwards what need to be perfectly in kilos for food and what can be an estimate. All scale is gonna be in an old style, and people can use the digital scales now for up to 6 months from the organization launching day. Yes, keep your digital scales, those that you see in supermarkets, all right? But as soon as you get the other regular old style scales, you're gonna get more points for your entire property. The inventory for the first week, school week, and for the last school week, let's change 1 week before the last of the semester and the second week as soon as the school start. I think is better. So the days will still be of those 2 weeks of each semester, the Thursday and Friday by 4 p.m. That's good, okay? And that's how we're gonna do the inventory. Include everything: cleaning supplies, the food, dry food, and frozen food, okay, for fruits and also for meat. How many chickens they have, how many eggs is produced each day, everything will count the logistic. How many meters of garden beds, or how many pots of this size, of that size. And on the future, gonna be points for everything. Most they have, or more updated as possible they have, or even for the scale, they're gonna get more points. All inventory gonna be done by 2 different couples. It might be one department director and one assistant for that area, right? Morning and afternoon, they're gonna share different locations to check everything and get ready on those 2 days. It's mandatory for people to always have the basic grain or production of meat for 1 year ahead. Can be brown beans, black beans, lentils, or another grain that is a good source of protein for every property. Or if they have enough chickens already producing eggs, or they have fish right there in clean rivers or from the ocean, that's fine. But they need to have the protein source, because salad greens is not a concern, gonna be easy. In 4 weeks you can start harvesting, whichever, how tall they got, that's fine, But meat, it is a concern. Always a year ahead of supplies coming in daily as eggs and fish, but also 0.5% needs to be in grains, I just mentioned you, in proper plastic sealed bags. Agriculture farm, they can stay, if they are up to 200 kilometers from the beach line. Yes, they can use tractors if they are having grains, as those special protein grains, not white beans, please, or those beans that don't have no nutrition and no protein value, or very low protein. It doesn't make sense to plant them. All right, and I believe they can stay for 2 or 4 years, maybe 4 years, right? 4 years for sure. Okay, let's do that. 4 years, all those farmers, but it's not going to be one owner. Gonna be the same way, 10 department directors working there. If they are up to 200 kilometers from that first beach line, that first construction, all right, for each city. And it's also not to plant corn, for example. That's a grain as well, but this everywhere is most easy thing to plant is corn. They can be plant something else and use tractors there. Okay, because corn, every school can easily plant, every residential easy plant, is easy to harvest, is easy to pull the whole thing from the floor, right? So it's not corn. It's one of those very special protein grains, brown, black, lentil, or a few other ones. You can look online. So up to be the 10 best grains. Look online, you're going to see their names. All right? Okay. So here's an improvement for those first 4 years. People need to have their both 50% of protein intake that is dry and stored, and 50% of daily income of protein such as fish and egg. I think that's really reasonable. Okay, so 50% dry. So it's good for people to purchase now the most as possible ready for these 2 or 4 years, because if they're in good bags and they're dry really well, you have no problem. You already have them, then you don't need those farms close by, right? Okay. Already purchased for 4 years, 50% of your protein base, and you're gonna be using one the other, right? Shared along the week, okay. And 50% of the meal, so it's easy to calculate every lunch, every dinner, for example, right? Whichever you offer at your property. So those farms, yes, you can have tractors as soon as they're not huge tractors, because you're gonna have humans working there. That's okay, you can keep your tractors. But remember, the least as possible, those farmers, need to have already their tractors in those plant-based fuel, because you're not going to have petroleum for them, or solar panels, and walk slowly. Will drive them slower, so they won't spend too much electricity, right, from solar panels, right, and the batteries and everything else that's needed. Or they already use the plant-based fuel. All right, so I think the farms, let's do up to 2 years. Up to 2 years, I think they're gonna be... Sorry, let's do 4 years, those farms, that still they see that their harvest gonna be purchased. So someone already make a reservation, already paid some points to them. So they know where their harvest gonna go. That makes sense, they're gonna plant. Otherwise, make no sense to plant if everyone already got their 50% of dry food for 4 years. Right? Okay. All right, then the farmers won't plant anymore. So it makes no sense to plant anything if they won't be used. People already have them. But if they need in anywhere, right, their own state, then it's okay, they can share, but not to other state or other countries. All right. Every kitchen of all places, all properties need to have a records book for the records of how many pounds they got before being prepared and how many meals. So people start learning and doing those math and filling up those forms. In the future, we're going to have proper logs, but right now, just make one yourself. And if they have any food delivery from the outside, or if everything they already have, they're just going to minus, as the days, the weeks pass, how many less dry food for those 4 years they have. And if any new one comes, they will write it down as well. New ones from outside or new ones they just harvest at their own location. So that's the number 2. So number 1 is food delivered from others. Number 2 is how much was harvested. And number 3, how many people needed to prepare those meals, including the salad and the cook items. Number 4, how many meals were offered. Done. The last 10 people, about the last 10 couples, they know they're the last family or the last students, about the last 10 people. They will look how much it is. So maybe they can get a little bit more or a little bit less than used for everyone else, okay? Because hopefully we're going to make exact meals according to how many people expected for sure, confirm to eat at that kitchen or cafeteria. So here we have an improvement for restaurants. Yes, people can reserve and will be in a reserved only. They just have to pass ahead of time or call, that restaurant and book, and they pay with points when they arrive there, or they pay with money until the organization launching day. That's fine. For chickens, or even fish, you're gonna make good sense for every common sense, right? So you're gonna have 2 or 4 parts or the whole body cooked, whichever you believe is the best and easiest and reasonable, and people offering themselves for that whole semester. If it's the first one or the last ones, if they're the first ones, they're going to have good sense to leave some good parts for others that will come later as well, instead of getting the best part always, right? Because they're the first to eat the whole semester. So it will be a share for residential communities, the families will help, and at schools, the students will help to prepare everything that's needed. All right, dear volunteers, please type everything, have everything ready, and we'll see you soon. Let's get ready for a following festival. Are you ready? Let's get going.